This one is just to give you something to look at while I'm rambling, talking to talk. But I just want to give you a little update. I sold my Palette 3133 movement. It was a cool watch. I had a lot of fun with it, but somehow I overgrown it. That's the best explanation on why I sold it, and I got bored with it, and the fact it's a tool watch kind of bugged me. And when I ask a question later on, but I sold Palette, I sold my Omega, Vintage Omega, and I still have Tissot. This one's still selling, and that's not a surprise. Palette the Omega, they are quick sellers, always, especially the models, and it's always no-brainer for that. And why I sold Omega? Because I have this one, and this one's much nicer compared to that one. I did love that one, and I wouldn't mind having it, but I saw opportunity and I took it. And besides that, it was due to service, and this one is all nice and comfy and cozy, so that's all settled there. I'm still left with the Tissot, and of course dilemmas. What should I get next? What should I buy? Are all there, and the reason why I sold my Palette is that I wasn't enjoying it anymore, because of the reason it's a nice watch, it's a cool watch, it's a so-called pilot's watch, but that was a little bit too busy for me, and it wasn't sophisticated enough for me. My taste in watches has matured, and whenever I look at it, especially comparing to this one, and when you don't have a money, don't have a coin to buy a haute horloge, high horology, you at least can buy something that's nice on the eye, that's sophisticated, and attention to details is on the dial, on the case, on the finishing. If you cannot afford that kind of attention to detail on a movement inside the watch. So in the Palette, the movement was excellent, but those little attentions to details weren't quite cutting it, and I had fun having it, and I don't have a lot of money, so in order to buy something new I have to get rid of something old, so that was the perfect candidate, so I just got rid of it. I sold it within one day, and Palette and Omega. I actually sold Omega to the guy who bought a Palette, and I wasn't intending, it wasn't my intention to sell Omega at all. And I'm stuck. I was left with this Tissot. Oh, I'm not stuck, but I still have this one to sell, and it's a bit slower sale because it's not that collectible. This is a more commercial watch for the folks, and naturally, when you are a watch collector, you always open up that gate. What shall I buy next? And Simon Crane sold his Bremon, and he's pondering what to buy next. And although he has it a little bit easier, but nevertheless, it's all the fun of the watch collecting and part of the game, and it's part and parcel of watch collecting. So I was looking at watches, and the most usual suspects and recommendation from most of you guys and asked you a question, and lots of you had some great advices for me and some great stuff. But it's not my theme of this video. I want to ask a question: why so many people nowadays and these years prefer tool watches? You need a tool watch, and my product was a tool watch. It's a pure hardcore tool watch, even though it was a chronograph, couldn't beat it up, but it's a tool watch. It looks like a tool watch, and I get the appeal. It looks nice. They look very nice, like this. This is a tool watch I have, and I will have, and I'm using it for that. This is my basically DC beater. I can do whatever I want, and I know it will last. It will nothing happen to it. But I don't want to have a collection of purely tool watches, and I think a lot of guys are obsessed with tool watches. I don't know why. I guess some of them look cool, but at the end of the day, they are just still tool watches. So I don't know. I think it's a personal preference, but I think it's something more than personal preference, because there's the vast majority of people or voices on the internet that prefer tool watches. They wanna have the strong loom. What's the loom on this one? What's the loom on this one? Does it feel sturdy, heavy? And I can vouch, I did a lot of... I'm not gonna talk too much about it, but I think that most of those guys are not just they have a desk jobs and stuff like that, so they are not really even using it for the intended purpose, especially when it comes to diver watches. But nevertheless, I'm always advocate whatever floats your boat. It's great. I love tool watches, but they are not everything there is to it. So there are a few exceptions, and I guess it's a matter of taste. So I know my friend Klaus L. Müller, I don't know what you pronounce it, but I think it's Müller, Klaus L. Müller. He got a Namas lately, and it's a really refreshment, because it's very dressy and very sophisticated, and at the same time it's an excellent choice of a watch. So it's one of those exceptions, but most of the guys will have just tool watches and tool watches. And that leads me to my next question for you. What watch should I get next? And I'm not in a hurry. I don't wanna rush and just to buy a watch. I don't need it. I have plenty of watches to wear and to enjoy, and honestly, to tell you the truth, the ones I sold, I'm not gonna miss them that much. That's why I sold them. So even if I don't buy another watch, in quite some time, I'm still happy with the watches I have. So that's the most important thing. But still, I'm open to add another one, because hey, it's cool. And straight off the bat, I could add a Squale, for example, or Steinhardt or stuff like that. But I have my Seiko, so I recently found a good deal on one of my local pages with it's a Tissot Le Locle, and it's a Valjoux 750, and I'm kind of missing a chronograph right now in my collection, so I was thinking buying that. And it's a black version with a black face, and I'm just gonna show you briefly. So yeah, here it is. This is the watch mentioned, and the one thing I like about it, it's a great value for money, because I I can get it, it's priced around 500 and edcgunner. Me, I'm a good negotiator. I can probably shave off of that a lot more, so it can be even less. But the only problem is it's I love the movement of the watch, and it's definitely be step up over the 3133 chrono. Where this is a very famous movement and good reliable movement. The only issues I have with this watch is the aesthetics of the watch. It's not something I can say wow, and I'm kind of looking for that. I'm not that much impressed with the dial of the watch, but one thing I know is also that all these watches, they have a stock photos on the web, and I can probably to look nicer in person, so I'm considering that one to get. And it's has a couple of advantages. I like the movement, I like the dressiness. It's definitely more sophisticated and nicer finish than my product, which is Russian piece, and they are not quite famous for their sophistication and fit and finish. And I know I'm not getting any haute horology with Sansan 50, but it's not a crappy watch, and I'm well aware that I cannot afford manual finely decorated chronograph, but I'm getting a nicely finished watch, so that's a plus. So I'm considering it. Of course, for that kind of money you can buy Squale and stuff like that brand new, but this one is used. It's in great condition, but I was thinking about it, but not gonna rush it. Just wanted to see what do you think about it, and talk a little about watches. So I hope you find this little video enjoyable, and if you have any ideas, thoughts, shares, what do you think would be suitable, would be a good alternative for this Tissot 750 Valjoux chronograph. And I want something nice, something complicated, and I think this is a good value for money, especially because it's automatic chronograph. So like I said, I'm happy with the watches I have now, so I'm not in a hurry. I quite enjoy my watches, so I love the hunt and I love the talk and searching for the next one. So that's it for me now. Thank you all for watching, and see you guys on the next video.